Pika 17 campus where 2 students have vanished in urgent has become a severe hazard for residents, businesses and commuters alike as treacherous, often dangerous ordeal. And tongues continue the 2000 on Canal's managed tariff.
Thanks to the quick intervention of the firefighting team, who arrived promptly.
Some mismanagement of the fire.
The governor of the Far North region, Mijia Bakari, was immediately informed of the incident and launched an investigation to determine the cause, with initial reports suggesting a potential electrical malfunction as the government hub for both local traders and the surrounding communities.
In less than 2 weeks, 2 students from the university, individuals on motorbikes, sparking widespread fear and concern among the student body.
I'm afraid of you.
The growing insecurity around the university area has been described as alarming by students who now live with an unsettling fear of the unknown.
The night or in the evening, protection from the police station that we have in front of the campus.
Students detail the kidnappers' methods, noting that most abductions occur as students board motorbikes near campus. In addition to kidnappings, reports of assaults, including rapes and physical attacks, have added to the growing sense of insecurity.
Strange, they just say, let us go, let us go, let us go.
Many students question the effectiveness of the police presence in the area, claiming it has done little to deter these incidents. To combat these threats, students have adopted measures like moving in groups, as traveling alone is now considered highly dangerous. They attribute the worsening security situation to poor street lighting, bad road conditions, and overgrown vegetation around campus, which provides cover for criminals. The ongoing disappearance of students remain a mystery, prompting calls for urgent help. In cities across Cameroon, they were speaking during a press conference in the nation's political capital, Yaounde. More in the following story.
Cases of assaults by or aided by bike riders, rape, kidnapping, robbery, serious accidents, the list is long, of the rising insecurity linked to this sector. The action to help curb the situation is the identification of the bikers, which the syndicates like Defenders says Prime Ministerial Decree of 2008 is clear on the matter. Bike riders should be in possession of national identity card, obtain Category A driver's license, register their motorbikes and themselves, which they carry on their jackets.
Les vrais mototaximans qui veulent respecter le décret veulent à tout prix se faire identifier.
Measures good for their own security also. Unfortunately, it is not the case today. We are for security to reign in our sector of activity. Need for the sector to be clean, but according to the law, given the powers to officials in charge. The motorbike union leaders and defenders hold strong that the 2008 decree should be respected to the fullest. It is the heads of councils that are to carry out the operation, that is identification of bike riders. Events going on, they say, is contrary to the rule in place. Reverse of actions to end the rising insecurity around blamed on bike riders. Many are infiltrating the functioning of the sector, which is not only displeasing to them, but can push for negative impact. People want to lean on us to become rich. We don't know why, and people want to stir up bikers to revolt. Worth recalling here that the Minister of Territorial Administration last October 30th, 2023, had called on commercial bike riders to identify themselves or face the law. Many roam our streets without identification.
Yaounde city dwellers continue to decry a rising insecurity plaguing the city, with many harassed and robbed. Authorities remain a major problem, as we hear in the following story with our reporter Hyson Shah.
Theft, robbery and other forms of insecurity perpetuated with the help of the motorbikes have become alarming in the capital city, Yaounde.
There are thieves among motorbikes in Yaounde. They are there.
Faced with the security challenges, the city dwellers have adopted precautionary measures when hiring a commercial motorbike rider, especially at night.
Particulièrement, quand je prends une moto, si on bâche une deuxième personne, je ne suis pas d'accord. Je demande au gars de la moto de me laisser.
Well, actually, what a person looks like is bad or not.
So, and another one which they usually do to people is that when you want to climb, the person who was already there comes down that you should climb, the bash from behind. That's where you see thieves doing on their own work.
C'est là. Il faut d'abord l'identifier. Il faut regarder, vérifier, contrôle bien avant de le prendre.
Even the identification jacket is not reassuring to many at ungodly hours. Many Cameroonians, especially victims of the bad seed, those hiding behind the activity to commit crimes.
For residents, a BPA efforts turned 14 to Peka 17 stretch has become a nightmare for residents and business owners alike. Christopher, a shop owner along these roads, sits day after day with barely any sales. His frustration is evident as he shed tears watching vehicles struggle through the muddy, slippery roads marked by massive potholes which resemble swimming pools.
Since they started fixing the road, there was no way to continue it, and since then, we can't do more effort in our business.
This road condition not only hampers daily activities but also poses severe risk for drivers who frequently find their vehicles submerged in deep water, filled potholes.
Customers cannot more enter in our store. Even right up that other way, they say they cannot stand here because the road is bad.
Accidents are common here as pedestrians, including school children, are often trapped in the mud with no designated walking path. It's a daily ordeal and vehicles constantly visit mechanic workshops as the roads takes a toll on them.
Vous voyez un véhicule à peine acheté. En quelques 2-3 mois, le véhicule n'a plus son état.
The community feels abandoned. Residents describe the government and local council as acting in bad faith as initial work on the roads was started and later abandoned, leaving it in a worsening state for over decades.
Pay taxes, but I cannot harvest the fruit out of my taxes.
Local business owners who continue to pay taxes question the use of public funds, noting the absence of effective road infrastructure in Cameroon. Close to 1 week after the screening of a documentary on President Paul Biya in Bamendo, northwest region of Cameroon, the dust is yet to settle completely. Our correspondent in Bamenda, Annie Collins, observed that whereas the population had long been suffering under the weight of bad roads, city council authorities only fixed some of the bad spots on the eve of the film projection. We hear more in the following story.
Inhabitants of Bamenda have been expressing indignation with municipal authorities whom they say have abandoned the town to its poor road infrastructure.
Roads were not supposed to be like this. And to my greatest surprise, during the documentation, something in Bamenda, which took place last Saturday, potholes, for example, from Finance to Gang Junction, the road was docked just that period.
As if practicing eye service, city council authorities only woke up from slumber few days to the public projection of the documentary film on President Paul Biya to fill some of the potholes.
Really regrettable that we are in the administrative headquarters of the Northwest and we are having these types of road. It's really disheartening.
Again, as if to flatter ministers and other dignitaries coming to the town, mostly potholes along the stretch of road linking the government-run hotel lodging dignitaries to the film projection ground up station were covered with ground.
I don't even know where the holes were filled because my own area coming through coming through Amomezam from my 4 Nothing has been done that way. The hosts are still even if they were filled, how were they filled? Because you don't see any difference.
Ironically, the small cars and motorbikes of the common man have been left to swim in floodwaters and mud for several months just for the roads to be repaired for the posh, flashy and four-wheel drive cars of the big guns who left immediately after the ceremony. However, the man of the streets in Bamenda concluded with a wishful thought that it were better more documentaries on the present of the Republic be screened in other parts of the town so that many more stretches of road could be given some facelift, a way of having a bite of the national cake.
And tongues continue to wax on the electricity and the communique of the electricity sector regulating agency, regulating or indicating that the prepaid clients will have to align with the 2012 tariff schedule as from November 1, 2024. Consumer syndicate leaders say the mechanism is not timely, especially given the frequent electricity problems in the country. More on the story with our reporter, Haisincha.
The communique made public by the Electricity Sector Regulatory Agency, ARCEL, on October 24, 2024, on the alignment of the prepaid tariff with the 2012 tariff schedule has evoked different interpretations, with many Cameroonians qualifying this as a move towards increasing the billing of electricity per kilowatt. According to some consumer syndicate leaders who took part in the consultation meeting a day before the release, the new mechanism is to put the prepaid and postpaid clients on a common regulatory platform.
Conformément à la réglementation des tarifs tarifaires de 2012.
INEO, through the prepaid meters, wanted to help poor consumers, leaving the tariff at 110 per kilowatt against 150 for postpaid clients. So the gap is wide and the state has been losing much money. At this point, the regulator wants to align all clients to the 2012 tariff schedule of fair payment by both prepaid and postpaid consumers. Other defenders of consumers' rights have condemned such a decision, stating that Cameroonians face a lot of electricity issues, especially with the set billing schedule of 2012.
I agree. I will call the manager of ARCEL to sit all down with all the parties. We found agreement. We don't want us because consumers have a lot of problems in Cameroon now.
And going by the release, it is an increase in the billing for Cameroonians who have for some years now been using the prepaid electricity meters from INEO, and the changes will take effect on November 1st, 2024.
And that report brings us to end. Same time tomorrow. Good night.